Hi everyone, my name is Julie. This is Keep Calm with Books and Coffee. I talk about books on this channel, mainly books about magic, and if you want to see more of that, you can hit the subscribe button down below. And today we are going to be doing my Lightfall TBR. Hello everyone, so I am here to make myself a liar actually like twice over today because I told you in my TBR for the month that I wasn't going to participate in any readathons. I was going to do my random number generator, and you know, life has lifed and that hasn't been working out. So so we're going to change gears here in the middle of the month, and I was not going to participate in anything, but instead I've acquired two. First, I'm doing Lightfall, and I'm also going to do the Eras readathon hosted by Margaret. These two came up, but I love them both. I like the themes so much, and Lightfall is so chill, and I'm planning on just casually participating in Eras, so it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. So anyway, I'm here to do my Lightfall TBR today, and we're gonna put a book to each prompt. I might double up on some prompts, and I might not actually read the books that I assigned to other prompts. We're gonna see. I've been kind of reading minimally so far in December. I've only finished one thing, but I have a bunch of things started, and I tried to fit as many of these into prompts as possible. So we'll see if this works out, or if I read other things. I don't know at this point, and neither do you, so we're just going to try to read as much as we can before the end of the year, and Lightfall's going to help me do it. Then a quick note before I get started, I will have G's announcement video for Lightfall this year, as well as Margaret's for Eras that I mentioned before. Eras is a Taylor Swift themed readathon that she's doing in the middle of this month, so I'll have both those announcements linked down below if you didn't know about one or the other, since I mentioned both. But I only have a Lightfall TBR simply because, like I said, I'm going to be figuring out Eras as we go. So we have 7 prompts here, and I have tried to fill these with as many books that I am already committed to or already partially reading as possible. So you might see some things I've talked about recently in this TBR, but no, I am just trying to clear the way for January as much as possible. So the first prompt is for the Occult Premonitions shop, and this is a book set in the future or alternative world. And for this, I'm choosing Storm of Locusts by Rebecca Roanhorse. This is the second book in the 6th World series, and I have been putting this off because I wanted to wait and see if Roanhorse put out any other installments in this. I didn't want to continue it and then have to reread the first book and the second book over again before we jumped into the next installment. But I have thrown that view out the window and decided we're just going to read this and see if I like it. Because if I don't like this one, I don't need to worry about it. And since there is like no continuation in sight, maybe we'll find out if I like it and if I need to keep, this taking up brain space. Next, I have the Owlcat Cafe, which is a cozy read, and for this, I'm choosing The Mistletoe Motive by Chloe Leese. This is a reread of this novella. It's a holiday romance set in a bookshop with a co-worker's rivalry romance that I absolutely adore. I have read this the past 2 years during the holidays, so I want to do it again this year because I just love it. And this is maybe not cozy as like the definition, like a cozy fantasy or anything like that, but it gives me all the cozy vibes. Next up is Shank and Shaw, read a book that will give you chills. And for this, I have 2 options. The first is Everyone in My Family Has Killed Someone. This is one of Leandra's Patreon book reads or book clubs for the month, I believe. So I am hoping to read this. I've had my eye on this for a while. Like, it has seemed really interesting for a bit. My other book is Death and the Spires by KJ Charles. This is one that I have mentioned a couple of times recently and recently started. It's a historical mystery that I believe will also have queer elements in it because that is KJ Charles's MO. She blends a lot of different things together. The only thing I think she's not going to include in this is like fantastical magic vibes, which is some of her other MO. So, but I'm really excited to read this and try it and see what direction she takes a like historical mystery in. Then we have The Rich Pigeon Pub, and this is to read a book with 2 or more authors. And for this, I am reading The Mythic Dream, which is a anthology of fantastical stories. It sounds really interesting and I really want to try it. It also gives me all the like light fall winter vibes with the cover, so I really want to try to read this during light fall if possible. Next we have Wallace's Winter Wanimals, and for this the book prompt is to read a book in Aurora colors, which are pink, green, and purple, and this was as close as I could get on my shelves right now. This is The Kiss Countdown by Etta Easton. It's a NASA astronaut romance thing. I'm not exactly sure what the whole description is since I got this in a subscription box earlier this year, but it sounds cute and fun, and we're gonna give it a try. Since it has to do with space, I forgave it for not including purple on the cover. Next is the shop Smiths and Sons and Such, or something along those lines. I just wrote down Smiths. And this is to have a winter element or winter vibes on the cover, and for this I chose The Golden Compass by Philip Pullman. This is one that I would like to read for the Our Fantasy Challenge, and this just seems like the appropriate time of year to read it. I don't actually know if this book has anything to do with winter, but the cover has a polar bear and winter vibes on it, so we're gonna go with this. Number 7 is Old Tales, a book you need to read by the end of the year, and for this I've chosen Annie Bot, which is one that I picked for a reading challenge at my local indie bookstore, and since it is a year-long challenge I need to read this before the end of the year. In all honesty, I chose this because I didn't know what else to choose from the things that would fit for this challenge, since it's like something that's kind of specific to the bookstore, and this is also very short in comparison to some of the other books. So we're gonna try to read this before the end of the year. I'm not sure if it's gonna be up my street, but I have heard interesting things about it, so we're gonna give it a shot. But that is my pile of possibilities for Lightfall this year. I make no promises that these things will all get read at all because, like I said, I have been reading pretty minimally, but I'm excited to participate in this again, and I don't think I've participated in Magical Readathon this year, so I wanted to get it in somewhere. It just didn't work out with my schedule and how I was reading at the time, so I'm excited to get back into like this readathon vibes because it's always a good time and Lightfall is so chill. So if you, like I said, if you have any interest in joining, I will have the readathon announcement linked down below that you can check out. And that is it for me today. If you have any thoughts or feelings or want to chat about anything that I talked about today, go ahead and leave me a comment below. And if you aren't feeling chatty, just leave me a snowflake emoji for Lightfall. But that is it for me today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!